producer, and I can tell instantly, you know, when no one likes you. You cough at the same time as you're being melded into the tapestry of America, but they don't get the kind of...
Sylvester Stallone, the iconic actor, filmmaker, and cultural figure, has recently made headlines for his bold and unapologetic stance against the pervasive influence of woke culture in Hollywood. As one of the industry's most enduring and successful stars, Stallone's critique of this new cultural wave has resonated with many who feel that the entertainment world has become overly politicized and out of touch with its audience. In a time when the conversation around identity politics and political correctness has infiltrated nearly every aspect of American life, Stallone's comments have sparked both controversy and applause, making him a central figure in the ongoing debate over the direction of Hollywood and popular culture at large. Before we start, hit the like and subscribe buttons for more exclusive news. Stallone, known for his tough guy persona and roles in action-packed films like Rocky and Rambo, has never been one to shy away from expressing his opinions. However, his recent remarks about the state of Hollywood and its embrace of woke culture have taken his candidness to a new level. Stallone argues that the industry, once a bastion of creativity and free expression, has become bogged down by a rigid adherence to political correctness that stifles artistic freedom and alienates audiences. According to Stallone, this shift has not only diluted the quality of the content being produced, but has also driven a wedge between Hollywood and the very people it is supposed to entertain. One of Stallone's main criticisms of woke culture is its tendency to prioritize ideology over storytelling. In his view, the focus on identity politics and social justice has led to the creation of films and television shows that are more concerned with ticking the right boxes than with crafting compelling narratives or memorable characters. Stallone argues that this has resulted in a glut of content that feels preachy, inauthentic, and disconnected from the real-world experiences of the average moviegoer. Rather than offering an escape or a new perspective, many of today's films, Stallone suggests, have become vehicles for moralizing and virtue signaling. Stallone's critique extends beyond just the content of Hollywood's output. He also takes issue with the culture of fear and conformity that he believes has taken root in the industry. According to Stallone, actors, directors, and writers are increasingly afraid to speak their minds or take creative risks for fear of being labeled as politically incorrect or out of step with the prevailing orthodoxy. This, he argues, has created an environment where true innovation is stifled and where the most important goal is to avoid offending anyone rather than to produce something truly original or thought-provoking. For Stallone, this represents a betrayal of Hollywood's legacy as a place where bold ideas and daring stories could thrive. The actor's comments also touch on the broader implications of woke culture's influence on society as a whole. Stallone suggests that the spread of this mindset beyond Hollywood has contributed to a growing climate of intolerance and censorship, where people are increasingly punished for expressing views that deviate from the accepted narrative. He points to the rise of cancel culture as a particularly troubling development, where individuals can have their careers and reputations destroyed for making a single misstep or for holding opinions that were once considered mainstream. In Stallone's view, this trend is not only harmful to the individuals it targets, but also to the fabric of society itself, as it fosters division, resentment, and a lack of open dialogue. Stallone's critique of Hollywood and woke culture is not without its detractors. Some have accused him of being out of touch with the changing social landscape and of failing to recognize the importance of diversity and inclusion in the entertainment industry. They argue that the push for more representation of marginalized groups in film and television is a positive development that reflects a broader societal shift towards equality and justice. These critics contend that Stallone's resistance to these changes is indicative of an old guard that is reluctant to adapt to a more progressive and inclusive world. However, Stallone's supporters argue that his comments are a necessary corrective to a culture that has swung too far in the direction of political correctness. They believe that Hollywood has become too insular and too focused on catering to a narrow set of values and beliefs that do not necessarily reflect the views of the broader public. For these supporters, Stallone's willingness to speak out against the excesses of woke culture is a refreshing reminder of the importance of artistic freedom and the need for a diversity of perspectives in the entertainment industry. One of the key reasons Stallone's remarks have struck such a chord is because they tap into a growing sense of frustration among many moviegoers and industry professionals. There is a perception that Hollywood has become increasingly disconnected from its audience, with films and TV shows that are often more concerned with making a political statement than with entertaining viewers. This has led to a backlash against what some see as a cultural elite that is out of touch with the concerns and values of everyday people. Stallone's critique, therefore, resonates with those who feel that Hollywood has lost its way and is in need of a course correction. Stallone's views also highlight a broader tension within the entertainment industry between tradition and progress. On one hand, there is a desire to push boundaries and challenge the status quo, to tell stories that reflect the changing dynamics of society, and to give voice to those who have been historically marginalized. On the other hand, there is a recognition that the relentless pursuit of political correctness can sometimes come at the expense of creativity, authenticity, and even the enjoyment of the audience. Stallone's comments bring this tension into sharp relief, forcing both Hollywood and its critics to grapple with the question of how to balance these competing demands. In discussing the impact of woke culture on Hollywood, Stallone has also touched on the broader economic implications of this cultural shift. He argues that the industry's embrace of woke ideology has contributed to the declining fortunes of the traditional movie business, as audiences increasingly turn away from the content being produced by major studios. Stallone suggests that the focus on political messaging over entertainment value has led to a situation where box office numbers are shrinking and where streaming services are struggling to retain subscribers. He contends that if Hollywood continues down this path, it risks alienating its core audience and undermining its own financial viability. This economic argument is particularly compelling given the current state of the entertainment industry, which has been grappling with a range of challenges in recent years. The rise of streaming platforms, the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, and changing consumer habits have all put pressure on traditional Hollywood business models. In this context, Stallone's critique of woke culture can be seen as a call to return to the fundamentals of storytelling and to focus on creating content that resonates with a broad and diverse audience. By doing so, he argues, Hollywood can regain its relevance and continue to thrive in a rapidly evolving media landscape. At the heart of Stallone's critique is a belief in the power of storytelling to unite people and to provide a shared cultural experience. He argues that when Hollywood prioritizes political agendas over narrative and character, it loses sight of what makes movies and television so powerful in the first place. For Stallone, the best stories are those that transcend politics and speak to universal human experiences, whether it's the struggle for survival, the quest for love, or the desire for redemption. He believes that by focusing on these timeless themes, Hollywood can create content that resonates with audiences of all backgrounds and beliefs. Stallone's comments have also sparked a broader conversation about the role of art and entertainment in society. Some argue that artists have a responsibility to use their platforms to promote social change and to challenge injustice, and that woke culture is simply a reflection of this responsibility. Others, however, believe that the primary role of art is to entertain and to provide an escape from the pressures of everyday life. Stallone's critique can be seen as part of this ongoing debate, as he advocates for a vision of Hollywood that is more focused on storytelling and less concerned with political messaging. In addition to his critique of Hollywood, Stallone has also spoken out about the impact of woke culture on masculinity and the portrayal of male characters in film and television. He argues that the emphasis on redefining traditional gender roles has led to a situation where strong, heroic male characters are increasingly sidelined or portrayed in a negative light. Stallone believes that this is a disservice to audiences who still crave stories about tough, resilient men who overcome adversity through strength and determination. He contends that Hollywood's reluctance to embrace these kinds of characters is another example of how woke culture is stifling creativity and alienating viewers. If you liked this video, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel. Also, could you leave your comments below and tell us, what are your thoughts on Stallone's critique of woke culture? We want to hear from you. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.